Have your Bibles with you. You can look over on the iPhone or the convert next to you.
Were we not listening to the first sermon?
Can I start reading?
Yeah.
Oh. So they went across the lake to the region of Gerasenes. I can't pronounce it. When Jesus got out of the boat, a man with an impure spirit came from the tombs to meet him. This man lived in the tombs, and no one could bind him anymore, not even with a chain, for he had often been chained hand and foot. But he tore the chains apart and broke the irons on his feet. No one was strong enough to subdue him. Night and day among the tombs and in the hills he would cry out and cut himself with stones. When he saw Jesus from a distance, he ran and fell on his knees in front of him. He shouted at the top of his lungs, "What do you want with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? In God's name, don't torture me." For Jesus had said to him, "Come out of this man, you impure spirit." Then Jesus asked him, "What is your name?" "My name is Legion," he replied, "for we are many." And he begged Jesus again and again not to send him out of the area. A large herd of pigs was feeding on the nearby hillside. The demons begged Jesus, "Send us among the pigs, allow us to go into them." He gave them permission, and the impure spirits came out and went into the pigs. The herd, about 2,000 in number, rushed down the steep bank into the lake and were drowned. Those tending the pigs ran off and reported this into the town and the countryside, and the people went out to see what had happened. When they came to Jesus, they saw the man who had been possessed by the legion of demons sitting there, dressed and in his right mind, and they were afraid. Those who had seen it told the people what had happened to the demon-possessed man, and told about the pigs as well. Then the people began to plead with Jesus to leave their region. As Jesus was getting into the boat, the man who had been demon-possessed begged to go with them. Jesus did not let him, but said, "Go home to your own people and tell them how much the Lord has done for you and how he has had mercy on you." So the man went away and began to tell in the Decapolis how much Jesus had done for him, and all the people were amazed. So one question I must ask is, how powerful were these spirits? How powerful were these demons? These demons are like uncontrollable things. They, honestly, look, this guy, he was cutting himself because of them. He was in pain. He lived among the tombs, which is considered to many an abomination. And so I'm trying to hold him back. It was trying to fight Arnold Schwarzenegger with a katana blade. Let's be honest. But this guy who was possessed, he was really just like anyone else. But another question to ask is, how powerful is Jesus in this? I could go on about how he's the creator of the heavens and the earth, and how he died on the cross and rose back again 3 days later, and all of that, and he calmed an entire storm by just saying a few words and not even trying. But I kind of want to focus on how powerful Jesus is in this passage. This guy, Jesus just gets off a boat, and this guy comes running to him and begs for mercy because these demons know how powerful Jesus is. That's pretty powerful. The guy who no one else can hold back goes on his knees without him being even touched by Jesus. And because not only did he try to run, if he tried to run, he still knew there was no escape from Jesus' presence. But another question is, how graceful is Jesus? I mean, we could have seen a lot of different situations happen in this. He could have sent the demons back to hell. He could have obliterated them from the universe. That would have been kind of cool, actually. But he says, "Go to the pigs." But he just sends them to the pigs instead. But how graceful is Jesus to this man, which is by far even more shocking of me. we have to first recognize that the town that Jesus just went to is a Gentile town. Jews and Gentiles? No touchy. That's our rule, right? No touchy. It's kind of like that with Jews and Gentiles. In fact, this man, he lived among the tombs. That's kind of weird. I don't know. It was even worse back then to be living among the tombs. And get this. Jesus went out of his way onto a boat with several sweaty dudes across a lake to save one man. One man. And get this. When Jesus is told to leave the very same day, Jesus doesn't refute those people. He doesn't argue with them. He doesn't pity them. He just goes back on his boat, starts rowing away. But I must ask this as well. Aren't we just like this demon-possessed man? I mean, I'm not saying we are possessed by a bunch of demons right now. Probably not. Maybe one or two of you. But aren't we all possessed by sin? Aren't we all slaves to sin? Maybe some of us cut ourselves like this man. Maybe some of us scream in pain and agony and feel like they are among dead people. But Jesus will go out of his way just to save you. Just to save you and everyone in here, individually, even if no one else says yes, if no one else receives his grace. And Jesus, at the end of this passage, Jesus tells us this. He tells them, tell them how much the Lord has done for you. And what mercy he has shown on you. So this guy, he goes out to all these towns, and he probably has the cuts and scars, and people are like, dude, you have some cuts on your hands. You have some cuts on your arms and stuff. He's like, yeah, but that doesn't matter because I'm going to tell you about the guy who stopped me from doing it. And so when we are saved by grace as well, aren't we also called to go out? Aren't we also called to tell people about the mercy Christ has spared on us? That's my question.
Wow, that was amazing. I really